Most cars don't die of old age. They're murdered by their owners without even realizing it. An old mechanic with 50 years under his belt once told me something that changed how I looked at vehicles forever. The average car barely makes it to 150,000 miles, not because engines are weak, but because drivers are careless. Mine just crossed 500,000 miles last month. Same engine, same transmission, no rebuilds. The difference isn't the car. It's 9 specific habits that 95% of drivers completely ignore. Habit number 1. Warm up the engine the right way. For decades, people believed letting a car idle for 10 minutes before driving was proper care. Turns out, that habit is one of the fastest ways to damage your engine. Here's what actually happens. Unburned fuel washes down the cylinder walls, stripping away the protective oil film. The fuel dilutes your oil and creates excessive wear on parts that should last hundreds of thousands of miles. Modern engines warm up through driving, not sitting. Start the engine and let it stabilize for 20 to 60 seconds, just long enough for oil pressure to build. Then drive gently for the first mile or two, keeping RPMs below 3,000 and avoiding hard acceleration. This warms both the engine oil and the transmission fluid simultaneously. Idling does nothing for transmission warming, which is why so many automatics fail prematurely. The transmission needs motion and load to circulate fluid properly through all its passages and clutch packs. With barely 40,000 miles that followed the extended idle routine, inside looked like burnt lasagna, carbon sludge everywhere, and destroyed piston rings. Meanwhile, my engine at 500,000 miles shows minimal wear because it's warmed correctly since day one. One customer insisted on warming his truck for 15 minutes every winter morning. By 65,000 miles, his oil analysis showed fuel dilution at dangerous levels, and his piston rings had lost compression. The repair estimate was $4,200, all because he thought he was protecting his engine when he was actually destroying it. Habit number 2. Change oil based on driving conditions, not the sticker. If you religiously followed manufacturer oil change intervals, you've been set up for failure. Dealerships don't profit from cars lasting 500,000 miles. They profit from warranty periods ending and repairs beginning. Recommended intervals assume perfect conditions: long highway drives, moderate temperatures, and gentle driving. Real-world conditions are nothing like that. Short trips, city traffic, and cold starts destroy oil long before the manufacturer's interval suggests. The real-world rule is simple. For city driving and short trips, change every 4,000 to 6,000 miles. For primarily highway driving, every 6,000 to 8,000 miles. Always use full synthetic oil with a quality filter. Is it more expensive? Absolutely. But an oil change costs $70. An engine rebuild costs $5,000. I've spent roughly $2,000 extra on oil changes over the life of my vehicle. That investment prevented engine replacement and bought me an additional 300,000 miles. Here's a real example. A customer came in with an engine knocking at 92,000 miles. He'd followed the 10,000 mile interval religiously, using the exact oil specified. When we drained it, the oil came out black and thick like molasses. Inside the engine, sludge had clogged the oil pickup screen, starving the engine of lubrication. The damage was irreversible. Total loss? $6,800 for a used engine replacement. Clean oil is engine insurance. Change it based on how you actually drive, not marketing promises designed to make ownership look cheaper than reality. Habit number 3. Use top-tier gasoline only. This single habit has probably contributed more to my engine's longevity than anything except proper oil maintenance. Top-tier gasoline contains significant higher detergent levels than EPA minimum requirements. These enhanced detergents continuously clean your fuel system, preventing deposit formation on injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers. Independent testing shows engines running exclusively on top-tier fuel develop 19 times fewer deposits compared to engines using minimum specification fuel. Clean injectors mean proper fuel atomization. Clean intake valves mean optimal airflow. Together, these maintain power output and fuel economy over hundreds of thousands of miles. You're literally upgrading your fuel system by changing where you fill up. Major brands like Chevron, Shell, Mobil, and Costco carry top-tier certification. The price difference is typically 5 to 10 cents per gallon. I switched to top-tier fuel exclusively when my vehicle had 80,000 miles. Now at 500,000 miles, the original fuel injectors flow like new. I've never used a fuel system cleaner or experienced rough idle from fuel contamination. Habit number 4. Don't skip transmission and coolant service. Engines rarely die from oil neglect anymore. Transmissions and cooling systems are the silent killers that destroy more high-mileage vehicles than anything else. Transmissions contain clutches and gears that shed microscopic particles over time. Those particles contaminate the fluid, turning it into liquid sandpaper. You don't notice damage until slipping starts, and by then you're looking at $4,000 to $7,000 for replacement. My rule is non-negotiable. Change transmission fluid every 30,000 to 50,000 miles. For hybrids, stretch it to 60,000 at most. Always use the exact fluid the manufacturer specifies, never generic substitutes. Now coolant, modern engines are predominantly aluminum. At 450 degrees Fahrenheit, aluminum heats up like butter, causing blown head gaskets and repair bills easily exceeding $4,000. Coolant degrades over time and loses anti-corrosion additives. Mixing different coolant types accelerates corrosion and destroys water pumps and radiators from the inside out. My procedure is simple. Complete flush every 3 to 5 years with the exact coolant type specified. Additionally, I replace the water pump and thermostat preventatively at 100,000-mile intervals. These components cost $300 to replace on schedule versus $2,500 when they fail catastrophically. Before you continue, hit that subscribe button and click like if you're discovering habits that could have saved you thousands. Habit 5. Always use OEM or premium parts. Cheap parts destroy high mileage potential faster than anything else. Quality matters enormously for spark plugs, ignition coils, oxygen sensors, and fuel injectors. Bargain parts cause misfires, incorrect fuel delivery, and accelerated wear on expensive components. My parts hierarchy is strict. First choice, OEM parts. Second choice, premium brands like Bosch, Denso, NGK, MAN, or Mahale. Never the cheapest option available. A quality oil filter costs $12 versus $6 for a bargain filter. That $6 savings buys you inferior filtration and potential catastrophic failure. Quality spark plugs cost $60 versus $30 for cheap alternatives, but they last twice as long and ensure perfect combustion for 80,000 miles or more. I learned this lesson watching a customer destroy his engine with cheap parts. He purchased discount spark plugs online, 4 plugs for $20 versus $60 for quality NGK plugs. Within 8,000 miles, the cheap plugs started misfiring. The misfires sent raw fuel into the catalytic converter, overheating it until it melted internally. The clogged converter caused severe back pressure, damaging engine seals and causing oil consumption. Final repair bill, $2,300 for a new catalytic converter plus additional work. All that to save $38 on spark plugs. This pattern repeats constantly. Habit 6. Keep the engine clean, inside and out. Clean engines run cooler and reveal problems before they become catastrophic. The mass airflow sensor measures incoming air and tells the computer how much fuel to inject. Microscopic dust causes false readings, resulting in rough idle, hesitation, and poor fuel economy. Purchase AMF sensor cleaner for under $10. Spray the sensor element, let it air dry, then reinstall. Total time, 5 minutes. The throttle body requires similar attention. Engine vapors deposit carbon coating on the throttle plate, restricting airflow. Throttle body cleaner costs $7. 10 minutes of cleaning restores perfect operation that dealerships charge $180 to perform. The PCV valve controls crankcase ventilation. When clogged, it causes oil leaks and excessive consumption. Replacement costs $12 and takes 3 minutes. Ignore it and you'll blow out gaskets requiring $1,000 plus in repairs. Externally, I degrease my engine bay annually. The process takes 30 minutes and prevents overheating issues while making leak detection immediate. Habit number 7. Fix small noises immediately. Every noise means something. High mileage drivers don't wait to see if noises go away, because they never do. A belt squeak means the belt is glazed or cracked. The belt costs $35 to replace preventatively. Wait for failure and you're adding $400 to $1,200 in damaged alternator, water pump, or power steering pump. A knocking sound when turning indicates CV joint failure. Caught early, replacement costs $250. Wait until complete failure and you're adding towing costs plus potential bearing and brake damage. Suspension clunks mean worn components. Early repair costs $200 to $400. Late repair after secondary damages costs $1,500 plus. Coolant smell means a leak. A replacement hose costs $12. A warped cylinder head costs $3,500. My approach has always been immediate investigation. This vigilance has prevented countless expensive failures by catching problems when repairs are cheap. Habit number 8, perfect tire pressure alignment and suspension. Improper tire pressure creates rolling resistance. Your engine works harder, burning more fuel and generating more heat. Underinflated tires, by just 5 psi, can reduce fuel economy by 10% and force every drivetrain component to work harder than designed. Check tire pressure weekly when cold. Maintain pressure at or slightly above manufacturer specifications. I've run my vehicle at 3 psi above recommended pressure for over 400,000 miles, with measurably better fuel economy. I check alignment every 15,000 miles or whenever steering feels off. The service costs $100 but prevents hundreds in premature tire replacement and reduces stress on powertrain components. Quality shocks and struts cost $400 but last 80,000 to 100,000 miles. They maintain proper vehicle geometry and reduce stress on every mechanical component. Habit number 9, smooth driving every day. The real secret to 500,000 miles isn't magic, it's driving style. Smooth, gentle operation extends component life exponentially compared to aggressive driving. I consciously avoid hard acceleration unless necessary for safety. Gradual throttle application generates minimal stress on components. The difference in arrival time is measured in seconds. The difference in component longevity is measured in years. Avoid red line operation during normal driving. High RPMs generate extreme heat and stress rotating assemblies. My vehicle has spent perhaps 1 hour at red line during 500,000 miles, always when necessary for merging or passing safely, never for entertainment. Anticipate stops early. Post to reduce speed naturally. Gentle braking preserves pads, rotors, and brake fluid while reducing stress on suspension. I've made brake pads last 90,000 miles through gentle driving, while aggressive drivers replace theirs every 25,000 miles. Never overload the vehicle beyond rated capacity. Excessive weight strains everything simultaneously: engine, transmission, suspension, brakes, and accelerates wear while reducing fuel economy and creating dangerous heat. Steady highway cruising at moderate speeds is ideal for longevity. Consistent engine load, stable temperatures, and minimal stress generate maximum component life. My vehicle has spent the majority of its life cruising at 65 miles per hour, the sweet spot where everything operates efficiently, fuel economy peaks, and wear rates minimize. Aggressive drivers constantly accelerate hard, brake hard, and corner aggressively. They think they're saving time. In reality, they arrive minutes earlier while spending thousands more on premature repairs. Smooth drivers spend those thousands on trips, experiences, and investments instead of unnecessary maintenance caused by poor driving habits. 500,000 miles isn't luck. Engines don't die early by accident. Drivers kill them through ignorance or neglect. Every habit I shared costs less than one major repair. Every habit I've shared costs less than one major repair. These aren't secrets. They're fundamentals that manufacturers don't emphasize because they profit from replacement cycles, not longevity. Treat your vehicle right. Maintain it based on actual conditions, fix problems when they're cheap, drive smoothly. 500,000 miles becomes normal, not rare. Which habit surprised you most? Share in the comments which one you'll implement first, and subscribe for more automotive knowledge that puts power back in your hands. Your car has far more potential than you realize. Now you know exactly how to unlock it.